I'm awful sorry, sir. We're clear now, or we should be, assuming Ginny switched the feed.
Please head directly to my office, Mr. Johnson. I should join you shortly. Miss Salmons will be responsible for your duties at the microphone for the duration of the evening.
Understood, sir.
Miss Salmons, you have the microphone for the next hour. Play out this episode and any music that isn't on tomorrow's schedule. You are not to speak a word over the air. Do you understand me? Don't bother standing, Mr. Johnson. Thank you for waiting. I'm sure you're curious as to the purpose of this meeting. The fact of the matter is I have a series of questions that require your honest response.
Of course, sir. Whatever you need to know. I'm happy to help.
Excellent. Then first I must ask where you found the Argonaut tapes.
Well, as you're aware, my primary responsibility is as an archivist here in the studio. I catalog recordings, keep our records in order, and help preserve tapes from the world that was. So, I spend a lot of time in the records room, helping folks find things, correcting information, and filing away the daily broadcast.
Mr. Johnson, I'm aware of your responsibilities.
Right. Sorry, sir.
Where did these particular tapes come from?
Those tapes, it's actually a bit peculiar. I came across them a few weeks ago. They were in a box behind my desk with a letter.
What did the letter say?
It was complete nonsense, sir. A series of numbers, letters, and symbols that I didn't recognize.
I would like to see this letter.
Oh, yes, I actually have it on me. I've worked out it's some sort of code, but I haven't been able to piece anything together yet.
The letter, Mr. Johnson.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. How long was that box behind your desk?
It couldn't have been long, sir. There was nothing there the night before when I left, and the next morning was when I found it.
Have you listened to the tapes in their entirety?
Oh, yes, it's quite a fantastic story. I think the audience is really enjoying these tapes.
You are to stop showing the Argonaut of the Wasteland following tonight's episode. Do you understand me?
Oh, of course, sir. May I ask why?
For reasons I shall not explain. It is better that these tapes remain under lock and key. You can play some science fiction nonsense. I am sure that there is a series laying around somewhere.
Sir, I'm very interested to know what the issue with this...
It would be wise, Mr. Johnson, not to press me further on this subject. You are dismissed, and may enjoy the rest of your evening free of your usual responsibilities.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
Afternoon, Director. Glad you got my note. You can't hide what's happened forever, and you can't keep trying to go back. I'll make sure everyone knows, and I'll make sure she remembers.
So, you're still here? Then our game of cat and mouse continues.
Good evening, my faithful listeners, and thank you for tuning into today's episode of Argonaut of the Wasteland. Today's episode was titled Director W. This episode was written by Seamus Sykes. Adam Johnson was voiced by Cecil Selwyn. Director W was voiced by Noodle. Unknown Voice was voiced by Seamus Sykes. Credits delivered by Seamus Sykes. Music by Noodle. Editing by Ashton Connell. Special thanks to the YouTube Free Sound Library for the sound effects used in this episode. Argonaut of the Wasteland and Post-Apocalyptic News Radio are the intellectual properties of Seamus Sykes. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope to see you for the next episode. Until then, I wish you all the very best. And if you're truly out there, good luck.